Hello guys, welcome back to my world of fragrance. It is good to see you here. I am doing a review on the pretty hyped up fragrance. I feel like it's quite hyped, no? From Micallef, DesirToxic, and yeah, I will let you know my thoughts right in a minute. So first off, let's talk about presentation. The fragrance comes in a box like this with a sleeve that's made of plastic. And I always love going through presentation. I know that not everyone cares about boxes and all of that, but I definitely do. And voila, this is the box opened with the fragrance inside of it. It is pretty manly, I would say. Like the way that it's presented is quite manly. I believe this one is marketed as a unisex fragrance though, and it, you know, is very robust and heavy, and it almost looks like it's made of stone, but it's not. It's made of glass and then painted over to kind of give this stony feel, this beautiful dark blue color. So I was initially attracted to this fragrance because it had blackcurrant listed as a note along with cannabis. So those were things that, you know, piqued my interest. And Micallef is a brand that I have spoken about before on this channel. I do definitely have some favorites from the house or from the brand that I've spoken about before. This one I felt like had quite a bit of hype on social media, so I was quite keen on trying this out. I was expecting this to be a, I'm not sure what I was expecting actually, because of the way that the notes were put together. It sounded like it would be an extremely unique fragrance. This fragrance, I will say, is not the most daring if you are afraid of that. This turns out to be quite a tame fragrance. There are some interesting elements thrown in there. There is that blackcurrant that's quite juicy, and there is that slight hint of cannabis. Personally, I don't get much cannabis from this, and I would not call this a straight up cannabis fragrance. But all in all, it is an aromatic fragrance that comes across classically masculine. It has that masculine muskiness that, you know, usually masculine marketed fragrances have. So I would say that if you are a person who usually gravitates towards fragrances like Bleu de Chanel, or you like a nice straightforward fougère that gives you that feeling of being classically masculine, then this is a fragrance that you might want to look into. If you are looking for a fragrance that has a very experimental side, and that these experimental notes that are included in the notes pyramid of this fragrance are piquing your interest, I think that you would find this quite tame the way that I did. Upon first spray, you get a sharp, zesty opening of bergamot with some spicy cardamom. So it has that fresh, spicy take that is, you know, quite expected in a masculine composition. And then you have the rest of the more interesting notes that come in. So that blackcurrant, the cannabis, along with some tonka. The fragrance still manages to keep that spiciness from beginning to the middle to the end, but it's by no means their spiciest fragrance. If you're looking for fresh spicy, I would recommend Spicy from the same house, which I love wearing on a daily basis. And then the fragrance dries down quite mossy, patchouli, like prickly patchouli-esque, and still remains fresh. So this is like an everyday wear type of fragrance. So yeah, those are my thoughts about DesirToxic. Quite tame for me, despite the ingredients making it seem very out there. I would say that this would be a pretty safe buy for most males. If we're talking about gender perspective and how unisex it is, I would say that there are elements in here that are trying to portray this fragrance as more masculine. So I'm not sure if I would personally wear this fragrance. Longevity for me with this fragrance is about 8 hours, I would say, which is, you know, normal, moderate for an EDP concentration. You might get longer. That's always something that is subjective to the person who is wearing it. Also, sometimes you can't smell a fragrance anymore and other people can still smell it. So it's just your nose that's gotten tired of smelling it. You've become anosmic to it. But it has moderate projection as well. So if those are things that you are interested in, then I think that you would enjoy this one. So those are my thoughts on Micallef's DesirToxic. I hope that you enjoyed today's review. Leave me a comment below with your thoughts on this fragrance and about this house in general, and any other requests that you may have for reviews. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!